EGM Network.
Good afternoon and welcome to Community Conversations. It's so nice to be back here every week with different guests because it gives me a real insight, and I hope it does you as well, in terms of the many wonderful things that happen in our community. As the CEO of Treasure Coast Community Health, where we provide primary medical, dental, behavioral health, and pharmaceutical lines of business, we also try to find a number of connections to health. And that's pretty easy, honestly, because there are so many things that positively influence our health and the health of our community. And so today is no exception. I'm thrilled that we have two folks from the Learning Alliance, and they're going to talk about what's going on, a little bit about their organization. So if you haven't heard of the Learning Alliance yet, don't change the dial. We're going to give you a brief intro in terms of what it is, what it does, and how you can be a part of the Learning Alliance in our community as well. So Liz, welcome.
Thank you,
We're
Vicki.
so happy to have you as the COO of the Learning Alliance. And my good friend, Marie O'Brien. We go back a little bit longer than most people would recognize, and it's thrilled to have you here.
Thank you.
Liz, I'm going to let you give a little intro in terms of the Learning Alliance. What is it in terms of a coalition or an organization, or fill in the blanks?
Great. A little bit of both, I think. So the Learning Alliance is a nonprofit. We've been around since 2009.
Wow.
Fighting the literacy crisis. As you may know, only 32% of third graders are reading on grade level in our nation. And we're so fortunate here that we're doing a little bit better. And I think
a lot better now.
Yeah. Because of the work of not just the Learning Alliance, but all of our community partners like TCCH and others who have really embraced the Moonshot goal of getting 90% of our third graders reading on grade level.
And when was that goal established? I think at the time we thought a few years and we'd have it nailed, 90% of our kids would be there. But as we started to peel back the onion collectively, it was amazing that it wasn't so easy.
It wasn't so easy. And actually, I'm going to throw that to Marie because she was with the Learning Alliance in the beginning. I was not. But yeah, it was definitely more difficult than we had ever imagined.
Yeah, so it was a very humbling experience. Originally, the goal was started around 2010, about 15 years ago, and we said, oh, we know the solution. We'll come in and give teachers the training that's not being done yet so they know how to teach reading and the science of reading. And by 2018, we'll have 90% of our kids reading well, on grade level by the end of third grade. And by 2018 came and we weren't there at all. It's very exciting, though. Just this past spring, we just had our first school here in Indian River County did reach School Beachland Elementary. Woohoo! So 91% of their kids are reading on grade level. So we've learned, and we share the work of what we've learned so that others can, get there a little more quickly. But we've learned it takes time, and it takes the whole community coming together.
Yeah.
Well, and being in the medical field with children and pediatrics, again, we had our preconceptions of what it would take to help move that needle along. And as we have traveled from 2010 to current, more and more education has come out through research studies and other collective efforts about how early children learn and how the brain processes even prenatally. And then if the synapses aren't being used, they get stripped out somewhere between, I think it's the second and third year of life, to allow more room for those that are being used. And so it's really important for us to understand that every second that the child is alive is really an opportunity to help them absorb, because that quickest learning happens way before they ever get in school.
It does. We've learned the first 3 years, that first 1,000 days are so critical. That's why the Learning Alliance, and Liz can talk about, we actually created a new division and to work on this called Moonshot Families. And the Lullaby Project, if you want to talk about.
Sure. Well, first of all, I don't know if everybody knows that 80% of a child's brain develops by the age of 3 years old.
Oh, I didn't know that.
80%. So it's huge. And so we have, 4 areas of impact. Marie spoke to when we started out, we were going to training teachers, and we still do coaching and training, and we have positions, coaches on every campus. And then we have our Moonshot our family partnerships, which part of that division is Moonshot Families, and they cater to families with children from birth to 5 years old. So really getting them in those formative years before kindergarten, because only 43% of the kids in Florida are arriving ready for kindergarten. So the earlier we can get them, the better. But some of the things that Moonshot Families does, we have 2 connection centers where families can come, and we have structured programming, and they bring their child and they sing and they read with them. One is at Leisure Square that we just opened in March. And
Congrats.
Thank you. And it's a beautiful space, completely free.
5 days a week?
4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday. In the morning, Fridays they have sing-alongs with our Lulla Band.
You've seen those.
I've seen the Lulla Band.
Very well attended, yeah. And then we have one in Fellsmere also. Same schedule. Their sing-alongs are on Wednesday mornings.
And they're probably equally in Spanish.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
Free?
So we're doing, pardon me?
Are they free?
Absolutely free.
Okay, I wanted to say that because I know young families can struggle financially, and so something that sounds like a good idea but has a price tag associated can kind of get discharged. So.
Well, and to your point, there are very few places that you can go and interact with other parents and your child and have, literacy-based activities that are really good for them. Without paying.
Yeah, and as a new mom, I remember when mine was about 1 year old, and we'd sit on the floor and we'd pick up the little pieces to go into different container sizes and that. Nobody tells you that you're going to be your child's first teacher, but that's the reality. It's a great opportunity, but you don't have any experience with the first child. And so being able to connect with other parents in that is huge to me.
Absolutely.
And grandparents can come too.
We like to say caregivers because, often mom or dad might be working or, and grandma comes, and that's okay too.
Yeah. That is really
everybody's
huge.
welcome.
So the hours are from what to what?
9:30 to 4.
Okay. Oh.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Okay.
Afternoon is open play. Morning is structured.
Okay.
And so that's our connection centers.
Bring your own lunch.
Yeah, bring your own lunch.
Stay?
Bring your own lunch. Yeah. And then we also have our basics classes, and the basics are basically 5 principles. They were born out of Harvard University, and it's about being your child's first teacher. But they're a more structured parenting class. We have them monthly at GYAC and in Fellsmere. And they're from 6 to 7. We provide food and dinner for the parents and childcare.
Oh,
and if
that's
you can,
another biggie because again, we have so many single parents, or they're not single, but somebody's working the afternoon shift.
Right. And if you complete all 5 of the basics classes, you receive a $100 gift card.
Oh. The incentive program. I like that.
Right.
The classes are free and you make money.
But what we're finding really, Vicki, is that the parents they have a little network, a community, the ones that have come to these classes, and they're so engaged and they have the best questions. And, in this day and age with choice and homeschooling and all the things going on, parents really need some guidance, and they really have welcomed it. So
that's phenomenal. And is that on your website if somebody doesn't grab a piece of paper as we're talking?
Nope. The learningalliance.org is our website. And if you go to under our programs, go to the Family Partnerships page, and you'll find information about the basics and Moonshot Families.
Well, I love the band because it's not your typical band. And it's sort of like karaoke in that sometimes the people that sing aren't quite in tune.
Preach.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, particularly with the Lullaby Project, being able to sit down and kind of pencil out your hopes, your dreams for your children, and then having others help you put that to music. It's just an incredible merging of all the senses and the heart.
It's one of the best gifts that we can give to the community.
And I understand you're working on a community lullaby as well.
Absolutely. You want to talk about that, Marie?
Well, so there's a book that's coming out. So there is a lullaby that is the lullaby to Indian River County in the books at the printer.
Yes.
So there'll be a book that will go along with that. So we wanted every child born in Indian River County to have their own lullaby. The lullaby band will do custom lullabies as well, and working with families, as you said, to understand what are your hopes and dreams and put that to music. And then this is also one for every child that comes through our county,
And distributed with the help of Healthy Start and hopefully TCCH.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Yeah.
It really is amazing to me because I've been to several concerts, and I use the term loosely. Presentation doesn't sound right, but these gatherings where not only the parents and the newborn or young toddler, but some of the children have been at this with their parents long enough where you can see the impact of the 3 or 4 or 5-year-old that has learned their own lullaby and how proud they are to be able to say, this is mine. My parents did this with me or for me.
And that beautiful ritual that they have every night, singing the lullaby together.
Yeah, we would read with our children at night. I'm not sure I could do the song, but
Sure you could.
different strokes for different folks. Some of us are auditory, some of us are visual learners. Everybody is made a little bit different, and so you have expanded that natural learning role. And it's really about being with your child and helping them learn, as you say, 80% by the time you're 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and you touched
No
on
pressure there.
on it too, that if the brain, if the synapses aren't built and those pathways aren't developed, then they'll be pruned away. So we really have learned that language is everything. That oral language and talking with your child, reading, singing with them, that helps to build the skills. So the children, so the brains will be ready to learn to read.
Yeah, I have a number of now grandnieces and nephews, and the first thing they want to do after they buckle the child in the seatbelt to go for a car ride is put a device in their hands. And I'm like, can we talk instead? Oh, well, I'll turn the volume down. No, let's talk. Let's point out what we're seeing along the way and build some memories into that. Like, remember the first time we went to that McDonald's? I mean, it doesn't have to be rocket science, but again, letting them hear that, and particularly 2 of my grandniece nephews are bilingual. And so sometimes I don't want to say they get confused, but yeah, it's definitely different because different words have different meanings and the sentence structure is different. So again, the more auditory that they can hear, the faster their growth is.
Yep.
And one of mine is now just 4, and she can say her colors or numbers in English and trade off in Spanish. And it's just a beautiful thing to watch that growth. And there's no doubt in my mind that while all the AI and other techie things have a great purpose and have advanced, there's no substitution for family engagement in talking.
Absolutely.
So, sorry, I got off on a little soapbox. Let's take a break for a word from our sponsors, and we'll come back and talk more about the Learning Alliance. Treasure Coast Community Health in-house pharmacies have the lowest prices in Indian River County, even lower than big box pharmacies. Taking your medication as prescribed leads to better health. Affordable medicine makes it easier. Treasure Coast Community Health patients can pick up medicine as they leave the office or use free delivery and mail order services. Pharmacists are always available to answer questions. Switch to TCCH pharmacies. Save money, stay healthy. 772-257-8224 and ask about our price match.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock tariff-free coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs in the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of American-made Telescope, Berlin Gardens, and Pollywood, all with no tariff ever. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Right now, we're having a summer sale with lots of great markdowns and discounts on everything you need for your Florida home, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of name brand closeouts and sale items. Come in now for our summer sale and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
When you're sick of stomping bugs and repulsed by rats, call Sandpiper Pest Control. Put those pests to rest permanently. Sandpiper's been here for over a quarter century, saving Floridian homes and businesses from the horror of house rats, the creepiness of cockroaches, and the terror of termites. And because we live here too, we do it responsibly. For your pests with more than 2 legs, call Sandpiper Pest Control.
And welcome back to Community Conversations. If you're just joining, my name is Vicki Soule. I'm the CEO of Treasure Coast Community Health and a proud member of MCAN, which the Learning Alliance folks here, Liz and Marie, are talking to us about. And so I'll just open it by saying this group of learning enthusiasts has gotten a huge notoriety of late through our school superintendent, as well as some other things. So as collaborators, you want to give us the local rundown of kudos?
So MCAN is what Vicki had called it, stands for MCAN, Moonshot Community Action Network. We are so honored that Treasure Coast Community Health is a leader on that. And it's the movement in the county. We've been doing this for about 12 or more years, where we're all coming together to create those conditions so we will reach the Moonshot goal for 90% literacy by the end of 3rd grade.
It takes a village.
It really does. And you mentioned we have a lot to celebrate. You know, I said earlier we had our first school hit the 90% goal. Our superintendent was attracted to this community because the community cares so much about literacy and is there to support the schools. We know schools can't do it alone. So superintendent is the number 1 in the state, was number 4 in the nation. We also are really honored and excited to we just were told that out of the Campaign for Grade Level Reading, which is a national movement toward 3rd grade literacy, there are over 350 communities in North America, U.S. and Canada, that are part of this campaign. Our Moonshot group has received the most Pacesetter and Bright Spot awards of any of their communities. So that's another thing that we're celebrating. And all of that attention and the successes, success is magnetic. So all that's been coming to, we last year had the filmmakers from the Children's Literacy Project. They put together a documentary called Sentenced. They were here and they said, we see there's something really special here. That's even what the superintendent said. When I'm coming in River County, I can see there's something special here. So the filmmakers have created a series called the Moonshot documentary series. It's become a series of masterclass episodes of the work that's being done here. And we're having a big event, so the community's invited to that. We're doing this free event on October 2nd at Riverside Theater. We'll have on our website, there's a URL, and I think it's up on the screen there too. The QR code will take, if people want to join us for that, they can register for a free ticket to see some of the episodes of that masterclass series.
Sort of a how-to for other communities.
Exactly.
That's
and
wonderful.
The producer, Jeff Martin, will be there on hand too to talk about, what he saw and why they wanted to make this.
That is awesome, because when you think about these schools now are aligned within our county for more successes. And having 9 out of 10 kids being able to read at grade level, as I've been told numerous times, up to that time you're learning how to read. After 3rd grade, you have to read to learn.
Yeah.
And so it's a real community promise going forward. So very exciting. But again, the work is not done. We have 18 or 20 elementary schools in the county now. So having 1 or 2 almost, still more work to be done. And that's what MCAN is about. You have meetings every month.
We do. We meet monthly. Tomorrow's our meeting. We were going to meet at the school district. It's open to anyone, to join the journey. I mean, it's a lot of nonprofits, businesses, churches. We've got concerned citizens, parents, anybody who really cares about really improving the community, making Indian River County literacy capital of the nation. The Campaign for Grade Level Reading has told us, you are a literacy capital of the nation. There's a symposium that's going to be held here, a Literacy Wired to Learn Fast symposium in February. Okay. We'll have experts from around the nation coming here. But all of these things are coming together, and it's really the work of, the entire community pulling together and saying, we care about this. We're taking a stand for children, taking a stand for literacy, and this is what success can look like.
And I can tell you that starting the children and moving up forward is a community promise, because we see people come in every day and they're great people, but they struggled in school. They didn't learn how to read, so the rest of their learning journey was horrific for them. And so we've got an opportunity to help move this in a different direction, and even help those that are maybe not English, they're English learners later in life. It's a movement of a sort.
It is. And I'll just add to what Marie said, Campaign for Grade Level Reading, there are a lot of communities doing this work, right? There's not a school district in the country, I'm sure, that doesn't want to have 90% of their 3rd graders reading on grade level. But the thing that makes Indian River County so different is not the Learning Alliance, but it's the community holding this goal, right? The Moonshot Community Action Network. And that's what people from all over the country come and say, how are you doing? How are you doing what you're doing? And the one thing that's really different that we're doing is the community owning this goal. So it really does, it's not a spectator sport, right?
Yeah, that's right. They say everyone has a role to play. You have to get out of the bleachers and onto the playing field.
Well, and so if someone hears this and wants to come in, we have new people every month that come in just to find out a little bit more about it and see where they might fit, or someone that they know, a retired teacher or a professor of, mechanical engineering or something. It doesn't matter. As you say, it's all hands on deck, no spectators necessary.
That's right.
So powered by purpose, we've only got a couple of minutes left, but...
Yep. So we spoke earlier about our Moonshot Families birth through 5-year-old, and we have for a little bit older, Parenting with Purpose. It's a 4-part parent workshop, and it's really to help parents support their child in school and at home, right? So whether they're homeschooling them, or whether they're in the public school system, or whether they're in a church school, how can we support them? The 4 workshops are Ready, Set, Routine, which is basically the importance of routines and attendance, right? You've got to get to school and you need a routine. Unplugged Parenting, which, to your point about screen time, let's not have too much of that. Whole Family Reading, how important it is to read together and model that for your children. And then Stopping the Summer Slide, how to actively stop the summer slide by engaging in literacy activities and reading over the summer. But yeah, so that's new. We're having that at Vero Beach Elementary, which is our Moonshot school. And the first one is September 3rd.
Coming right up.
Yeah.
So again, on your website,
on my website,
the Learning Alliance.
Actually, this you can find on our Facebook page.
All right. So we've got 2 references, and we're out of time. I said we'll be lucky to cover everything that you'd like to, so we'll just have to have you come back. Okay.
Right, because there's more.
There is more. But again, the resources are out there. And if it sounds interesting, join us tomorrow over at the school district. Between 8:30 and 9, we kind of gather, and 9 to 10 is a more structured activities. So hope to see you there. And we hope to see you or hear you or know that you're out there next week again. Take care.